What's up guys, it's Quans4K, and today we're going to be talking about a console that really and truly should be bought in 2026. Forget about the PS5, forget about the Xbox Series S or X. This console right here will be the console for you. And this bad boy still hangs up to be one of the best consoles to really grab. And I'm going to talk about exactly why I'm saying that. There are in fact questions I'll be asking whether this console is suited for someone to purchase in 2026. One of the good things about this console is that it's insanely cheap. You can honestly go to any second-hand, seller and pick this up for a measly £120. And with that price point, you can play Xbox One, Xbox 360 games, and just, games that are still being updated today, like Fortnite, Apex, Minecraft, and so much more. One of the great things about this console is that you can play Xbox One games, and it's so easy to get those games. One of the things I love about it is that you can go to CEX or GameStop, if you have a GameStop in your country, and pick up a game for £1, £2, maybe £5. And to me, that seems like a better option for those people who want to play games, especially in a economy where games are now £60, £80, and nobody has the money for that. I personally don't see myself walking to CEX holding £80 in my pocket and thinking that I want to buy this game, because really and truly, I don't want to be spending £80 of my own money on a game. And the great thing about this console is that it's able to run games at 60 FPS. I think really and truly, that's all a person needs, 60 FPS and 180p, quality. That's all we need. And from there, you can really enjoy gaming. For those who want to, recapture their youth playing the 360 library, I think the One S will be ideal rather than picking up the, 360 Slim, Arcade, Elite, whatever. This console alone will allow you to play games at a more optimized feel rather than playing on the original hardware. And I personally feel like this is a much more better option. You still get the, achievements, you still get all the stuff that you would have got on the 360. Just, you get a more updated feel of the game rather than playing at 30 FPS, maybe was it 720p? Yeah, I had to double check. It is 720p. And that alone, I don't think is ideal. Yes, it's okay for its time, but nowadays we're doing 440p, 4K, and I think 180p is still used by a lot of people like myself. And with that being said, I think that's probably a more better option, and I would rather opt out. Again, if you are someone who wants to collect old hardware, definitely go for it. I'm not saying don't do it, but definitely go for it. But for someone who wants to play Xbox One games, maybe Fortnite, Apex and stuff like that, the Xbox One S seems like the better option. And that is ideally the best way to play the games. Right, so I'm about to play some Xbox One or Xbox 360 games right now. And I have to say, one thing I don't like with the Xbox One S or Series S controllers is that it still uses AA batteries. Now, there are ways to get around it. Personally, I can't be asked to do that. I can't be asked to get a self-charging battery or whatever it's called. Other than that, there are ways to get around it. I personally use the charger, get it in, plug it in, and that's one way of doing it. Other people find other ways of doing it. It's up to them. Personally, I feel like this is probably the best way to do it. So we booted up the Xbox One S, and yeah, it feels like it's still optimized. I'm able to, seamlessly go through, the Xbox itself. There are some issues where things don't load in, and that's purely because of the, the HDD hard drive that they've got inside the Xbox. There are in fact ways of getting around speeding up the Xbox One S. And the way you do it is by going into the Xbox One S itself, changing the hard drive to a SSD. And with that, it would somewhat help out the speed of things loading in, which is probably a good way to, still play games at a much faster pace rather than it taking its time. But yeah, no, It's working out. I haven't got any issues right here, and let's hop into some games and find out if it's worth, you know, playing on Xbox One S. Right, so here are the games I have for my Xbox One S. As you can see, I have a lot of Xbox 360 games which I'm able to click right now and play them. There are some Xbox One games which are, you know, available to be played. I'm gonna test both the 360 games and then One games and see whether it's really ideal to be played in 2026. Also quickly, I just want to point out that as you can see, you are able to play 4K, which I didn't even know until now. So yeah, you are able to play 4K, you are able to play 1080p and 720p, which you didn't get that option on the 360. And the refresh rate, you can pick 60 or 120. So it's really down to you. And I think this is so surreal to me that you are able to do this on the One S. And I don't see why anyone else would go for the Series S or X unless you are able, well, if you are looking to play, you know, newer games which aren't available on the One S. But if you're someone who doesn't care about that sort of thing, I think this is probably a great way of playing games at a cheaper price. Right, so I've decided to play some GTA 4 as I feel like that's probably a great way to test the 360. So as you can see, the loading time is much more faster than the 360. It didn't take me too long to get into the game. As you can see, it's still loading. But yeah, it took less than a minute. I probably should have timed it, which I'm gonna probably do after I'm done with playing the game. Yeah, no, it's so easy to run. I'm not having much issues. It is very smooth. And yeah, no, this is probably the best way of playing games in 2026. I don't feel any delays or whatever. Yeah, this is actually amazing. Like, the game doesn't feel awful. It runs smoothly. I have no issues whatsoever. And yeah, I'm gonna quickly, you know, go around a bit, test a few things here and there and see if it's, you know, bad or not. And yeah, like I said before, you are able to access some stuff that are from the Xbox 360, like achievements, awards, your friends, party messages, and settings and profiles and stuff like that, which is so cool to me that you're able to do this on Xbox One S, Series S and X, and stuff like that. Like, I can see the achievements I've unlocked in other games, you know, and it's so cool. It's such a cool little detail to have on the, you know, newer gen consoles, or old gen console if you count the Xbox One S as old gen. And yeah, it's just a cool little way of going about stuff, you know? Now that I've done the Xbox 360 games, I want to test out some Xbox One games and see the performance, see if there's any issues whatsoever. And yeah, we'll go from there. Right, for the game I picked out is in fact Forza Horizon 4. I feel like that game is a great game to test out purely because of the, you know, quality of the game, the graphics, the immersion and stuff like that. And I feel like with that being said, this game will be a good way to test the capabilities of the Xbox One S and to see whether it's in fact better to play this game on this console here. And yeah, there's a lot that was packed into this game, and for its time, and it still stands out today. In fact, even looking at the screen right now, it still holds up, and I feel like it's a great game to test out and to see just how it feels to play this game. Right, so we've in fact got into the game. First impressions, the graphics look stunning. It still holds up today. Yeah, the loading times aren't great. It does take a while for it to really load, but other than that, it does, you know, operate really well. And yeah, don't judge my car. I don't remember getting this car. And yeah, let's go for a little drive and see how this game holds up. Yeah, no, it still holds up incredibly well. There isn't much stutters anywhere. There isn't much, you know, it just feels great playing this game. I have no issues whatsoever. I'm just being able to play this game. No delays, nothing really. And by far, this is one of the best Forza Horizon games out there. 5, I didn't really like much of it. It was fun. I didn't play much of it again, but I just didn't really like it. 6 is in fact coming out soon, so I'm gonna definitely play that game out and yeah, have a great time playing that. Like I said before, I have no issues whatsoever playing this game right now. It is very much stunning. It runs really smoothly. And yeah. But yeah, no issues whatsoever. The game ran smoothly. I do love this game so much. But like I just said, the game ran smoothly. There was no stutters. There wasn't anything bad I can pick out. And that alone shows how well the Xbox One S can run its own Xbox One catalog and 360 games. And to me, that seems like still, yeah, you don't get the 120 FPS and, you know, the newer graphics. And if you're someone who can't afford the PS5, the newer Xboxes, the Switch 2, stuff like that, or PC for that matter, I feel like the One S is more than enough to be able to run the games that you want. And to me, that seems like still, you can't get upset with that. You've got a massive library of games, and games right now are super expensive. I can't express how expensive games are right now, but if that being said and done, you are able to, you know, play games on the 360 and Xbox One. So I think that's a fair trade-off. So once again, I do believe that the Xbox One S is able to become the console for 2026 if you're someone who wants to play the Xbox One 360 games. And that to me seems like a good trade-off, like I said before, for the newer consoles or PC, which have more FPS and a more demanding, spec. Now, if you're someone who wants to play at a higher FPS rate or stuff like that, it seems like the right choice to go for the newer consoles. And that to me sounds fair. But if you're someone who wants to play games and, I don't know, wants to spend less money than £60, £50 or £40 for a game, pick up yourself the Xbox One S. I know people love the 360. The 360 has a lot of, people who are still glued to it and stuff like that. But I feel like you can save so much more money picking up the Xbox One S than, I don't know, the 360 in 2026. So I once again feel like the Xbox One S is in fact the best console in 2026. The fact that it has backwards compatibility and able to play 360 games, I feel like in that regard, the Xbox One S is the one to go for. It's up to you, really and truly. Everyone wants to play games. Some people aren't able to afford the newer games. I myself are fortunate enough to do that, but I'd rather spend less money on games than, someone who wants to go out their way to spend 60, 80 pounds on a game. If you did like this video, please drop a like and subscribe. I'll try my best to drop videos as quickly as I can. And yeah, thank you once again. Take care, guys. Peace.